The wedding invitation arrived during my third round of chemotherapy for stage 3 breast cancer. Aggressive. Triple negative. My oncologist, Dr. Rebecca Walsh, had been blunt. Missing treatment isn't an option, Olivia. We're fighting for your life. My sister Natalie's wedding was scheduled for the same Saturday as my crucial 4th chemo session. The one that would determine if the tumors were shrinking enough to avoid mastectomy. You'll reschedule, obviously, Natalie said when I called. It's my wedding day. Chemo can wait a week. Dr. Walsh said the timing is critical. The cancer is aggressive. It's not like you're dying tomorrow. 1 week won't matter. My mother, Dr. Patricia Monroe, a licensed nurse practitioner who should have known better, agreed immediately. Natalie's right. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event. Your treatment is just routine maintenance at this point. It's not routine. It's stage 3 cancer. Stop being dramatic, Mom snapped. I work in healthcare. I know the difference between emergency and elective treatment. Your chemo is basically preventative now. You can skip 1 session. I stared at my phone, nauseous from the last treatment, my hair gone, my body ravaged. Dr. Walsh said. I don't care what she said. I'm your mother and a medical professional. Family comes first. The weeks leading up to the wedding were a nightmare of guilt trips and manipulation. My father called daily. Your sister only gets married once. You're being selfish. My brother texted. Mom's crying constantly because of you. Just go to the wedding. Cousins, aunts, uncles. Everyone had an opinion. The family group chat exploded with messages about my choice to prioritize routine medical appointments over family. Aunt Linda, cancer treatment happens all the time. Weddings don't. Uncle Robert, you're making this about you instead of supporting your sister. Cousin Michelle, my friend had chemo and never missed work. You're being dramatic. Only my best friend Jen understood. Your family is insane. You have cancer. Actual cancer. They think I'm exaggerating the severity. Your mom's a nurse. How can she not understand? Because understanding would mean Natalie's wedding isn't the center of the universe. Dr. Walsh was horrified when I explained the situation during my 3rd treatment. Olivia, your family is asking you to delay life-saving treatment for a party. That's not just unsupportive, it's dangerous. My mom says 1 week won't matter. Your mother is wrong. Medically, professionally, ethically wrong. Dr. Walsh's expression hardened. The cancer is aggressive. We're on a strict protocol. Delaying even 1 week could allow tumor growth that makes your prognosis significantly worse. What should I do? Come to your treatment. Let me worry about your family. I made my choice. The morning of Natalie's wedding, I went to chemotherapy instead. My phone exploded with messages. Mom, you are dead to me. Natalie, you ruined my wedding day. I hope you're happy. Dad, don't bother coming to any family events ever again. Jen drove me to treatment, holding my hand while the poison dripped into my veins. Poison that was saving my life while my family celebrated without me. Dr. Walsh wants to see you after, the nurse said gently. She has something to discuss. Dr. Walsh came in with a tablet, her expression serious. Olivia, I need your permission for something. Your sister's wedding is at the Riverside Grand Hotel, correct? Yes. Why? Because I'm the keynote speaker at the hospital board's annual healthcare ethics conference. Same hotel, different ballroom. Same time as your sister's reception. She met my eyes. I'm presenting on family medical neglect in cancer treatment. With your permission, I'd like to use your case. My heart pounded. My family will be there. I know. Your mother, Dr. Patricia Monroe, is listed as a healthcare provider in our system. The board takes medical neglect by healthcare professionals very seriously, especially when it endangers patients. She paused. This is your decision, Olivia. But what your family is doing to you is unconscionable. And your mother's nursing license requires her to provide accurate medical information, not minimize life-threatening conditions. I thought about the texts, the guilt, the accusations. My sister's wedding happening right now while I sat getting chemotherapy alone. Do it, I said. For hours later, I was home resting when my phone started ringing. First my mother, then my father, then Natalie, then numbers I didn't recognize. Jen checked social media, her eyes widening. Oh my God, Olivia, look. The hospital board's conference had made local news. Healthcare Ethics Conference addresses family medical neglect. But there was video. Someone had recorded it. The footage showed the Riverside Grand's main ballroom. The ethics conference, packed with healthcare professionals. Dr. Walsh at the podium. Today I want to discuss a critical case of family medical neglect. Her voice came through clearly. A 34-year-old patient with stage 3 triple-negative breast cancer. Aggressive, life-threatening, requiring strict chemotherapy protocols. The camera was steady, professional. This was official conference footage. This patient's family, including her mother, a licensed nurse practitioner, pressured her to skip a crucial chemotherapy session to attend a family wedding. The mother, who should understand cancer treatment protocols, told the patient and other family members that the chemo was routine and optional. I watched my mother's professional world collapse in real time. This is not a difference of medical opinion, Dr. Walsh continued. This is a healthcare provider spreading dangerous misinformation about life-threatening cancer treatment. The patient was told that missing treatment wouldn't matter. Medically, that's false. Ethically, it's negligence. Professionally, it's grounds for license review. The conference room was silent. That patient is currently receiving her 4th chemotherapy treatment, alone, while her family celebrates a wedding they deemed more important than her life. The nurse practitioner mother is at that wedding, having convinced the family that cancer treatment is negotiable. Dr. Walsh's expression was cold professional fury. It's not. Stage 3 triple-negative breast cancer is aggressive and often fatal without strict treatment adherence. Missing even one session can allow tumor growth that significantly worsens prognosis. Any healthcare provider who tells a patient otherwise is committing professional negligence. She looked directly at the camera. The patient's mother is Dr. Patricia Monroe, NP. The state nursing board will receive a formal complaint Monday morning, along with full documentation of her medical minimization and patient endangerment, even if the patient is her daughter. The video cut off, but the news article continued. The hospital board chairman had been in attendance. He'd personally requested my mother's licensing information. 3 other healthcare providers from my mother's clinic had filed supporting complaints about her history of dismissing female patients' pain and symptoms. My phone rang again. My mother. I answered. "How could you?" she screamed. "My career is over." The nursing board called. "I'm under investigation. My clinic put me on leave. You've destroyed everything over one stupid appointment. I have cancer, Mom. You're using your cancer to punish this family. That doctor had no right to publicly humiliate me." Dr. Monroe. Dr. Walsh's voice came from my doorway. She'd come for a post-treatment check. I'd put her on speaker. "I'm here with Olivia. Let me be clear, I had every right. You're a healthcare provider who gave dangerous medical advice that could have killed your daughter. The nursing board investigation isn't punishment. It's accountability." My mother's breathing came sharp through the phone. "Your daughter has stage 3 cancer," Dr. Walsh continued, her voice ice cold. "She's fighting for her life. And you told her to skip life-saving treatment for a party. Then you used your medical credentials to convince the family she was being dramatic. That's not just cruel, it's professional misconduct. I'm her mother. You're a nurse practitioner who endangered a cancer patient. Your relationship to her makes it worse, not better. The board will determine if you're fit to practice medicine." Silence. "Olivia completed her treatment today," Dr. Walsh said. "She's responding well to the protocol we would have had to modify if she'd missed this session. She may avoid mastectomy because she came to treatment instead of your daughter's wedding. That's what was at stake. This is medical neglect, professional misconduct, and profoundly abusive parenting. Olivia will recover from her cancer. Whether you recover your nursing license depends on the board's findings. I suggest you focus there instead of blaming your daughter for telling the truth." The line went dead. Dr. Walsh checked my vitals. "How are you feeling?" "Nauseous. Tired. But alive." "Good. That's what matters." She made notes in her tablet. "Your family. My sister posted on Instagram that I ruined her wedding. My dad left a voicemail saying I'm cut off financially. Extended family is split. And you?" "I feel free, actually. I've been carrying their version of my illness for months. The guilt. The shame. The idea that my cancer was inconvenient for them. I met her eyes. You gave me permission to fight for my life instead of their comfort. That's what doctors do. We fight for our patients, even against their families when necessary. The nursing board investigation took 3 months. My mother's license was suspended after they found a pattern. 7 female patients over 2 years who'd reported having their symptoms dismissed or minimized. My case was just the most egregious. Natalie never spoke to me again. The wedding photos disappeared from social media after people started asking why the bride's sister was absent. Family emergency didn't quite cover it when the truth came out. My father sent one email: "You've torn this family apart. I hope you're satisfied." I didn't respond. Instead, I focused on treatment. Round 5. Round 6. Each one bringing me closer to remission. Jen drove me to every appointment. My coworkers sent care packages. Dr. Walsh celebrated every small victory. 4 months post-wedding, my scans showed the tumors had shrunk dramatically. No mastectomy needed. The aggressive protocol had worked. "You saved your life by coming to treatment that day," Dr. Walsh said during my follow-up. "If you'd waited another week, we'd be having a very different conversation. Thank you for everything. Thank you for trusting me over your family. I know that wasn't easy. It wasn't. But it was necessary." 6 months later, I was in remission. My hair was growing back in soft curls. My strength was returning. I'd moved to a new apartment, changed my phone number, built a life separate from the family that had chosen a wedding over my survival. Dr. Walsh invited me to speak at the next healthcare ethics conference about patient advocacy and family medical neglect. I stood on that stage, my body scarred but alive, and told my story. About the family that minimized my cancer. The mother who used her medical credentials to dismiss my treatment. The choice between their approval and my survival. I chose survival, I told the room of healthcare providers. And I'm here because one doctor fought for me when my family wouldn't. Because she understood that medical truth matters more than family comfort. The standing ovation lasted 3 minutes. Afterward, a young woman approached me crying. "My mom's a doctor. He keeps telling me my autoimmune symptoms are stress. But you've given me permission to find a doctor who'll actually listen." "Do it," I said. "Your health isn't negotiable. Not even for family." A year post-diagnosis, I was cancer-free and working as a patient advocate, helping others navigate family medical neglect. My mother's nursing license was permanently revoked after 2 more complaints emerged during her review. Natalie was divorced. Turns out her husband agreed with me about the wedding versus cancer priority. My phone buzzed one evening. A message from my father: "Your mother wants to talk. She's been in therapy. She understands now what she did was wrong." I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed back, "I'm glad she's getting help. But I'm not ready. Maybe someday." I deleted the message thread and returned to my life, full of chosen family, supportive friends, and medical professionals who'd fought for me when my blood family wouldn't. Dr. Walsh had been right. I'd saved my life by choosing treatment over the wedding. And I'd saved myself by finally understanding that family who endanger your health don't deserve access to your healing. I was cancer-free, building a life of advocacy and truth. And that was worth more than any family approval could ever be. 18 months after remission, I received an unexpected call from the state nursing board. They were creating a mandatory training program for healthcare providers about recognizing and preventing family medical neglect. They wanted me to help design the curriculum. "Your case became a turning point," the board director explained. "We've identified 37 similar situations in the past year alone. Healthcare providers minimizing family members' conditions, using their credentials to dismiss legitimate medical concerns. Your story gave other patients courage to come forward." I sat in the conference room with Dr. Walsh, medical ethicists, and board members, developing training that would be required for license renewal. My mother would have to complete it if she ever wanted to practice again, learning from the daughter she'd nearly killed. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. "How does it feel?" Dr. Walsh asked after one particularly long session. "Knowing your experience is changing healthcare policy? Surreal. But necessary." I looked at the training materials we'd developed. Case studies, warning signs, intervention protocols. If this prevents even one person from going through what I did, it's worth it. 2 years post-diagnosis, I was invited to speak at a national cancer advocacy conference. The keynote. 3,000 attendees. I stood backstage, my hair now shoulder length, my body strong again, preparing to share my story with the largest audience yet. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is Natalie. I saw you're speaking at the conference. I'm watching the live stream. I wanted you to know. I'm sorry. I was wrong. About everything. My hands shook as I read it again. Another text. Mom's in therapy. Real therapy. She talks about you constantly. About what she did. She's destroyed by it. I know that doesn't fix anything. But I thought you should know we finally understand. The stage manager called my name. I pocketed my phone and walked into the spotlight. My name is Olivia Monroe, I began. 2 years ago, my family asked me to skip chemotherapy for stage 3 breast cancer to attend my sister's wedding. My mother, a nurse practitioner, told everyone my treatment was optional. It wasn't. It was life-saving. The audience was silent, hanging on every word. I chose treatment. I chose life. And my family cut me off completely. I paused. But here's what I learned. Sometimes survival means disappointing people who were never actually supporting you. Sometimes health requires boundaries even family can't accept. And sometimes the people who save your life aren't the ones who share your DNA. I told them about Dr. Walsh's intervention, the nursing board investigation, the policy changes, the other patients who came forward. My family is trying to reconcile now, I said, thinking of Natalie's text. They're in therapy. They say they understand. Maybe someday I'll be ready to hear their apologies. But right now, I'm focused on helping other patients understand that their health isn't negotiable. Not for weddings, not for family peace, not for anyone's comfort. The standing ovation was thunderous. After the speech, I checked my phone. Another text from Natalie. That was powerful. You're stronger than I ever gave you credit for. I understand if you never forgive us. But I'm proud of who you've become. I typed back slowly. Thank you. I'm not ready yet. But maybe someday we can talk. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't reconciliation. But it was acknowledgement that healing, for both of us, was possible. Dr. Walsh met me for coffee the next week. I heard your keynote was incredible. It felt good to own my story instead of hiding from it. You've helped more people than you know, Olivia. The policy changes, the training programs, the patients who've reached out, your courage created systemic change. I smiled. I just wanted to survive. Everything else was a bonus. Sometimes survival is revolutionary, she said. Especially when everyone tells you to prioritize something else. We sat in comfortable silence, doctor and patient who'd become allies in fighting for what actually mattered. Life over comfort, truth over family harmony, health over everything. My phone buzzed. A message from the patient advocacy group. Can you mentor a newly diagnosed patient whose family is pressuring her to delay treatment for family obligations? I responded immediately, of course. Send me her contact information. Because that's what survivors do. We fight for ourselves. Then we fight for others. And we never, ever let anyone convince us that our lives are negotiable. Not for weddings. Not for family. Not for anything. I'd learned that the hard way. But I'd survived to tell the story. And that made all the difference.